You are listening to the Love and Money podcast with Shakira. So today I'm going to talk to you about AMC stock and what the traders are doing. Can AMC go to $100,000 per share? So there's an expert by the name of Tom Zulolo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, but it's spelled. His first name is Tom Tom, and then the last name is Zuzolo. So you can flip over to him and watch him on YouTube where he has charts and technical analysis talking about AMC. And he's saying that it's very mathematically possible that AMC can go to $100,000 per share. Meaning, if you own one share, then you would have $100,000. If you own two shares, you would have $200,000. If you own five shares, you would have $500,000. Um, so that's how it works. And so currently is AMC is at $59.45, and the traders are waiting for that to go up. Some believe that that is a total lie and that it would never happen, that it would go up to $100,000 a year. So if you get a second, just go over to Tom's page and you can get a feel with what the expert traders are doing and what they are talking about. That's Tom Zolo, however how you pronounce his name. And then you just want to be careful. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice, but you just want to be careful. And then if you buy stocks or options, just want to keep your eye out on it to see what it's doing, see if it's going up or if it's going down. And then the only way that you could lose your money is you're losing the amount of money that you put in. That's the only money that you could lose. So, say for example, you were to buy a share today for $59.45. So, if you never bought stocks before, that's the most you could lose. It doesn't go down to negative, like negative 500. It doesn't work like that. You would lose the amount of money that you put in. So that's kind of something that's good to know. There's something out there called margins where they allow you to borrow money. And I would strongly suggest that you stay away from margins at all costs. Never borrow money to trade stocks or options. If you don't currently have the money at the time, just don't do it, but never borrow because that is, and if you're doing something like that, then you could go negative. So stay away from margins at all costs. So just wanted to come in and let you know what the traders are doing with AMC. Some are buying stocks, others are buying options. Usually, um, the beginners are buying the stocks, and then the experts are buying the options. Because with options, you're buying, you're not just buying one or two shares of stocks. You're buying like 100 shares or 300 shares or 1,000 shares. So there are people trading with stocks, and then there are people trading with options. So just check out his page whenever you get a chance. I was looking at his page today, June 19th, um, just to see what he is talking about and his mathematical hypothesis on why AMC is reasonable to reach $100,000 per share. And I basically stopped looking at it after 7 minutes. I didn't have any idea what he was talking about, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what they're talking about. Okay, so it's good to know what other people are doing and to stay in the know. So I just wanted to come in and let you know that. And then I'm going to give my little lesson on what assets are. Just in case you're not familiar with assets, it's something that's not taught in school. So when you are seeking financial independence or financial freedom, Self-education is very important because of the simple fact that it's not taught in school. So you want to grab as many finance books as you can. Um, you could take courses if you like, but I just want to let you know that there are con artists out here um, that don't have your best interests in heart. So you may just want to start out with finance books. Okay, so I'm going to give you my little spiel on what assets are. So there are different classes of assets. One class is real estate. So when you start accumulating assets, if you start buying rental property, that is an example of asset. Another example of an asset is stocks. You're getting into the stock market, doing dollar cost averaging, meaning that you're putting money in just like clockwork. Every time you get paid, some money goes to buy stocks. So if you have a 401k or IRA, then you are already in the stock market and you just don't realize it. So stocks is another class of asset. Bonds is another class of an asset. Now bonds, they make money at a very slow rate and you make less money. So to ramp up that speed on the money that you make, you want to have the majority of your portfolio be stocks, not bonds. If you use bonds, it should only be a small amount because the ideal is to grow your account as rapidly as possible. And for order to grow as rapidly as possible, you're going to have stocks. The other name for that is equities. And then you could choose to use bonds if you want. I know some of the experts don't have bonds at all. So that's a personal decision. And then another class of assets is it's called publicly traded securities. Publicly traded securities, what that is, it's just it's another word for stocks. It's common stocks. It's common and preferred stocks that are traded on the public exchange. So that's publicly traded securities. People are trading them. Okay, another asset is income generating business. So when you start creating your own business, that's an asset. And then another class of asset, other assets are anything that generates income. So even something like Bitcoin would be considered an asset because it generates income. Even though people are not really comfortable with Bitcoin, with all of the things going on with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is kind of sketchy right now. Things like Bitcoin and Ethereum would be considered assets. So the difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich are buying assets and the poor are not buying assets. And that's the only difference between the rich and the poor. Now, you know, as African Americans, we've been disenfranchised, um, 400 years of slavery, having everything taken away from us, even our names and our native language, et cetera, et cetera. But did you know that you could be wealthy just by being in the stock market? I bet you a lot of people don't know that. Like, imagine if somebody had told you that at the age of 20. So that's like 20 years of lost time. You could have been in the stock market already. You could have already been a millionaire or multimillionaire. So that is the major difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich are buying assets and the poor are not buying assets. So This is a Love and Money podcast with Shakira. If you like this podcast, please share it with one other person. Please leave a review. Please hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. And please click down at the bottom and drop your email so I can keep in touch. Thank you for listening.